Hey again, guys.
We are back with the last of the Alien and Predator franchise movies.
Yeah, unfortunately we're not gonna end on a high note, I'm afraid. It's Alien Resurrection.
Bomb! 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 Literally, bomb!
Yeah, this is a giant bomb. I mean, talk about a cheap cash-in. Alien 3, while it definitely was not a perfect movie, it at least had a good ending. And an ending I could believe to be the end of the Alien trilogy. Well, it was for 5 years, until 1997, when Fox decided, yeah, we're gonna do it again. But answer me this question: if Ripley is dead and all the aliens have been annihilated, how could we possibly continue?
By resurrecting her with cloning devices!
Hence the title Resurrection. And yeah, not only is Resurrection one of the most overused subtitles for any movie, especially in horror franchises, but in this one, I don't know. They might as well call this movie Alien. Just give us our money already. So,
what's the plot?
The plot. Ripley's back, and she's not. It's hard to explain. It's like scientists, like, how many years after the last movie?
500.
500?
Wait, let me see. Hang on. No, 200 years.
200 years. So, once again, we leap forward in time another 200 years, and for some reason the ships look even rustier than before. And this time, scientists bring back Ripley through means I'll never understand, but hey, it's the future, so I guess that's the explanation. Because I don't know how you would clone someone from molten lava. It would be pretty hard, I would think.
They would argue that they found skin and hair samples around the facility on the prison planet
which, of course, also contained the alien queen DNA. Yeah, whatever. So they clone Ripley, of course, to get the alien queen, finally. I guess they never gave up on that.
No, of course not.
And so they have her queen now. And Ripley is... her character is so different, you might as well call her something completely different, because this is not Ripley. Sure, it's Sigourney Weaver, but the character is a mixture of an alien and a human. Now this is some screwed up shit. She develops like special senses and stuff like that indicates there is more to her. She is not just a clone; she's also a very powerful one.
She's got acid for blood. She can sense. She can semi-sense when there are other aliens about. She has this movement like the aliens would have. It's really hard to describe. You'd have to see it for yourself.
I give Sigourney Weaver that. She pulled that off very good.
Yeah, I did believe she did that. In fact, I think she's the only reason why this movie has a semi-good rating.
I can't believe that they got her back on this movie, though.
Oh, they had to pay her heavily to get her back on that movie, because I remember her quoting after Alien 3 when they said they wanted her to be back for Alien Resurrection. She said, "People, I died in Alien 3. Just let me die already." And I'm like, yeah, people, she's sick of this. Let her get on with her life. She's got other movies to do.
So, what is wrong with this movie other than the fact that it's just a cheap cash-in? Pretty much almost everything. The director, Jean-Pierre Jeunet. I mean, nothing against the French people here. I really don't want to be racist. But this guy is one of the worst movie makers I have seen in my life. Because he made some of the most hated movies I've ever seen. Check the posters. And this is like getting Uwe Ball to make Prometheus. You know you're doomed. Oh God, this was just wrong. So we have a bad director on a bad sequel. That is not a good way to start. So the plot is stupid.
Well, we haven't even established the plot. I'm going to give a quick run-through of the plot. Plot is Ripley is brought back. She's a clone, basically, so she's not really real Ripley, and she's brought back to life by another different company, supposedly not Weyland-Yutani anymore. And the only reason why she's brought back is because they want the alien queen so she could breed aliens, hoping that they could control the aliens for a bioweapons division for the military. But in order for them to have hosts to create these aliens, they hired a mercenary ship of a small crew to steal and invade and steal cargo vessels that have cryo-frozen civilians. And this crew that are aboard the ship called the Betty bring the cargo over. Not that they have any idea what the cargo is really for. They know what the cargo is. They don't know what it's for, and they don't really care. They just want their money.
And here we have the second problem with this movie, aside from the stupid plot. The Betty crew. Oh my god, these are the biggest idiots I've ever seen. Really.
Winona Ryder playing Anila Call.
She's the only decent character out of that entire crew. And
Winona Ryder?
Yeah, she plays Call. She's the only one I liked out of that entire crew.
Yeah, but I found her extremely unorthodox for this part. This is a person I always see in these really dark movies like Disturbed Girl, whatever it was called, Girl Interrupted, or Edward Scissorhands, or Beetlejuice. She always plays these freaky roles. I can't see her as a synthetic. No offense for the spoiler, guys.
Yeah, spoiler right there, but, still. But that just emphasizes what is wrong with these guys. When I think about the Marines from Aliens, I didn't like all of them, but some of them were very sympathetic. I liked Hudson, I liked Higgs. Some of the others were cool, like Vasquez, but in this one, it's like we have nothing but idiots on this entire ship. And I have to say, the one I like the least is Jeunet. Now, this idiot, raped by Ron Perlman, and sorry, here's a big shock, I don't like this guy. He looks like a stupid gorilla to me. I don't like him, he's not a good actor, he's one of the worst I've ever seen. My opinion, deal with it, and he plays such an idiot, goofy dumbass in this movie, and it just doesn't fit. Why do you have a comic relief in an alien movie? Hudson was one thing, he at least was realistic. But this guy, no, I'm not buying it.
This was like a Hudson ripoff, only done in a bad way.
This guy has nothing to do with Hudson.
No offense to Ron Perlman. I mean, there are some films I like him in, but in this one, he's a little too over the top. It's like you don't care if he dies or not.
Like this one scene right at the beginning where this is this other guy in the crew. I think his name was Reese. He's like in a wheelchair, electronic wheelchair most of the time. And what was that about his legs?
Jeuner's like, oh man, I say if we want to get anywhere, I say we ditch the cripple. No offense, man.
Yeah, that's a stupid line, but the most pointless scene in the entire movie to me was where he throws a knife down into this guy's legs and he doesn't even care. What was the point of that scene?
Nothing. They were just showing him what an asshole his character was.
Yeah, and then he makes monkey sounds. Yeah, gorilla. Yeah, you got that right, Ron Perlman. So,
Okay, moving on. Let's go to creature design.
Creature design, oh god, here we go. Ripley's different, we know that. And when we go to creature design, I'm not going to talk about the aliens first. I'm talking about the other clones first. And this is one of the most disturbing scenes I've seen in my life.
Oh god, that actually made me throw up.
Because there's more than one clone of Ripley. Actually, there was 8. And she is number 8. She was the first one that succeeded. The other were all abominations and failures. Now, credit to the effects department. Good job, guys. Give it that. But why was this necessary again? This is just one of the reasons why I hate this movie. It's just so grotesque, and it just wants to make me throw up. This was a really disturbing scene where one of these clones is still alive, and they roast her.
Yeah,
they kill her with a flamethrower.
They kill her.
What was the point? What was the point of this scene other than to have some reason for Ripley to take revenge? She already has a reason. They brought her back to life.
Right.
She was like, "Fucking kill me" in the third movie, and she threw herself into lava, and now she's back, and aliens are on the loose once again.
This movie really is a gore fest. I would highly not recommend eating any rich foods while watching it, because I made that fatal mistake once.
Not a good idea. And, okay, now the actual aliens. Now the alien warriors or drones, whatever you want to call them, they actually turned up good. I mean,
they're kind of
original. The design is more or less reminiscent of the one from Aliens again, because these are human spawned. But we once again have the smooth dome that we know from the first movie. So I think these, in my opinion, was one of the best alien designs. But here's the problem: these aliens are not true aliens. They're too different from the others, and for reasons that, well, it has something to do with cloning. So we not only have a Ripley mutant in this movie, technically all the aliens are mutants,
including the Queen.
And there are just a few scenes in this movie that don't make sense. Like there's this one scene where we have, I think, 3 aliens in a holding cell, and you can tell that they're debating how to get out of there. And we all know the aliens have acid blood. Later on in the movie, they show off their ability to spit that. That is a cool trait. Wish that would have been implemented earlier. They can spit acid. That's cool. But you know what they do? two of them gang up on the third one and fucking kill the bastard. Why didn't they just all spit on the ground, make a hole, and get out of there? Why would the aliens kill each other? Either these guys forgot that they can spit acid, or the aliens are not as smart as we all thought. But they even show the ability to learn in this movie. Like, there's this button that someone uses to keep them at bay with, I think it was...
It was a freeze gun. Freeze button. Freeze!
Yeah, liquid nitrogen or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And they learned that if that button's hit, that will happen. So they're visual learners. But they're too stupid to remember their own abilities.
I think that scene was just another excuse for them to show up their little gore effects.
Yeah, because that alien gets pretty annihilated by its friends. I actually felt bad for that poor thing. When I care more for the monsters than for the actual characters, then it's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. But here we go with my biggest problem throughout the entire movie, because I am a huge Creature Alien fan. Big spoiler, sorry, y'all... I'm going to assume a lot of people have seen this, and if you haven't, then, again, don't listen to this anymore. This biggest problem I have with the Queen. She's a mutant, too. And she gives birth to,
new alien.
Well, yeah,
something else.
She does the normal alien cycle of laying eggs, and the eggs hatch huggers, and you give birth to aliens.
We all know that.
Her cycle changes all of a sudden. Why? Unknown, just because she has human DNA mixed within her.
So now we have...
an abomination of the alien species. And, oh my god!
You would think if this thing is able to give birth to full-grown aliens right away, you would think those would turn out to be exactly the same as usual. No, they're not. This thing is something completely different. It's not only just a weird idea, an invention, but it's also very not very pleasant to look at.
No, I do not like looking at it. This thing has eyes.
Yeah, why do aliens have eyes again? They don't even need those.
It walks on two legs. It's extremely tall. It has to be at least 10 feet tall.
We don't even know if it has acid blood, don't we?
I'm going to assume it does. I don't know that for sure. It doesn't have an inner jaw. It has a tongue.
Wait. It can't have acid blood. I will explain that when we get to the climax. Just go on.
Okay. Well, anyway, the Queen gives birth to this thing. This thing is atrocious from the start when it comes out of this slimy egg sac. And then it turns on the Queen and fucking kills her!
It rips her fucking face off.
Are you telling me that this abomination killed the most powerful alien of the entire hive?
In one hit.
In one fucking hit. Bullshit!
And here is my problem. Again, another problem. You know how in Aliens, when the Queen and her breed were threatened, how the alien warriors were around? Well, in this movie, we see a whole bunch of aliens right when Ripley enters her hive. But as soon as this thing is born, the aliens are gone. They're not gone. They're like gone, and it kills the Queen.
And none of them show up.
No, they don't give a fuck that the Queen died. They're out of the corridors looking for humans to kill. That's their excuse. They're never there. Why would they leave the Queen unguarded, especially in this troublesome time where they can't possibly know what's wrong with her?
This is alien fan ranting, guys. Sorry, this is not this. Regardless if this has anything to do with the movie or not.
Wait, this has nothing to do with being a fan. Any other animal, if the main animal in the group is sick or has some other unexplainable problem, the group, unless absolutely necessary, will always stick to her. They will always protect the sick animal if it's needed, especially when it's like the main female of a group, which more or less is what the Queen is, because she's the only thing they have that can keep their species alive. Why would they abandon her?
Oh, but wait! There's more! After it kills the Queen, it sees Ellen Ripley and thinks it's Mama.
Now this makes no sense.
You kill the Queen and it looks, and this damn thing looks more alien than a human, and yet it chooses Ripley to be its mom because she looks more like him. What?
I don't know. It's not explained at all. I mean, Ripley more or less gave the Queen these abilities, so they are related, but distant. It's like a sibling or something. It's hard to explain.
No, it's like the child hates its mother and falls in love with its grandmother. If you think about it.
No, with his aunt.
No,
way.
Ripley.
Yeah, you're right.
Ripley literally gives chest-bursted birth to the queen, so yeah, it's a grandmother. Ripley's considered a grandmother. God, it's a real brain twister if you think about it, people.
Oh, God.
Okay, moving on. The climax and the death scene. Now, obviously, this newborn is gonna die, and no offense to a specific clan member, newborn, I have nothing against mutations and evolutions and stuff, but this thing is an abomination.
This had nothing to do with... This is not evolution, this is a mutation caused by humans. I don't accept this thing to be part of a xenomorph species. It was man-made.
Well, this thing gets killed off at the end of the movie, and in the most grotesque, disgusting display of effects I have ever seen.
Yeah, it gets sucked through a tiny hole into
the vacuum of space.
On the Betty's hull.
Yeah.
Sucked into space. Now, remember what I said earlier, that this thing cannot have acid blood? I will tell you why it can't. Because it gets sucked through there. It's a very gory scene. Obviously, this thing bleeds. No, the hole doesn't get any bigger.
I see your point then.
So, yeah, not only was this can't be an alien, because it had human eyes, human skin, it had vaguely hints at the fact that it had alien DNA, it had no acid blood. It had nothing to do with the creature. Nothing to do. It was like someone literally put an alien and a human, put them in a blender, and here you have the fucked up result. It's just because you combine two things doesn't mean what you get is better. No, this thing is not just ugly to look at, but its death is so, ugh.
You would think this thing was ugly enough to look at it by itself right then and there, right? You believe it's ugly right now. Imagine if they went all the way with its original design.
Oh God, no.
Its original design, people, was not only what you saw in the movie, but also its genital area.
Yeah.
It was going to have double genitals, basically. You have the female parts mixed with male parts. I know this is a bit grotesque of me saying, but yeah, the director decided to take that out at the last second, thinking that was too gross. This thing was gross enough as it is. Yeah, imagine putting that into it. Ugh.
They removed that in post-production.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. Never give any more horror movies to this idiot because he can't do movies. Okay, so we ranted about what's wrong with this movie all the time. Should we finally get to what's good about it? Well, there's not a whole lot, but here it is. The effects and the action scenes, they're excellent. The aliens look great this time around. But that's a good thing.
There's an underwater chase scene that's awesome. The underwater
chase was a great scene. We have like the animation with the alien, which was obvious CGI, but hey,
it was beautifully done.
It looked good. So the action and creature effects, great. Even though they're disturbing to look at, even if this newborn alien is ugly as hell, it was done good. It looked very realistic.
It's uglier than Sen.
I don't know. It's the most ugly thing I've seen in my life. So this movie, it's a very weird Alien sequel, and it should not have been made, in my opinion.
It wasn't scary, too. That's okay. I know we were supposed to talk about good things, but another bad thing.
That's all it does.
It wasn't scary to me. It just disgusted me. This was the first Alien movie my father made me watch.
It was a bad decision, I'm sorry.
And when I first saw the alien, I was expected to be terrified out of my pants, and I wouldn't be able to sleep for 2 weeks because I would be so scared. No. Instead, when I got my first glimpse of the new alien creature design, actually, considering this was the first alien I really ever saw and sat through, I loved the design. It reminded me of a black dragon, except without wings. And oh, the irony in the third movie when the guy said, the prisoner who saw the alien in the third movie, he said, "It was a dragon! Feeds on minds! And nobody could stop it!"
Oh, by the way, one more thing. About the end of a movie. The ending is very weird. You see, they were on this huge spaceship all the time, the Auriga, and it was on its way to Earth. But they had no way to stop the damn thing, so it crashed on the planet, and then some other group made it onto the planet, but here's the thing, Earth was destroyed. It was in ruin. Now, I have two questions here. Okay, one question first. Okay, first off, how was this caused? It's never explained. Other than Ripley saying she was never on Earth herself. It makes no sense. She had a daughter on Earth.
I don't get it either. I mean, in the first movie, Earth looked okay.
And secondly, what fucked up Earth so much? Was it the impact of Eureka? Well, good job, guys. You just eradicated mankind. I just love the fact that the movie doesn't care to explain this at all.
I don't believe the ship destroyed the planet. The planet looked screwed up already before they even landed.
Yeah, but why? It is never addressed.
It's not explained. I don't know.
You know what? I expected when if there was ever an Alien 5, I totally know what would have happened. They would have started the movie, and why is Earth in ruins? Because the aliens overran it. Guess what? Something happened between Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection that we didn't know about, and Earth was taken over by space jockeys for all I care. This is probably what Alien 5 would have been if it was ever made. Hey, you think I'm crazy for coming up with such a weird plot? Well, tell that the directors that made Alien Resurrection, because that's not weird. This is just stupid. The plot is stupid, sorry.
Okay, what's your rating?
Oh, Lord. Well, IMDb says 6.2. I say that's too high. 5.5.
Same.
That is the lowest rating I ever gave to an alien-related movie, I think. And I'm sad to do it, but this movie's just shit compared to the others. I mean, as a horror movie, it's good. But if the rating gets dragged down so much because I know where it comes from, it's like what Halloween 3 did to the rest of its franchise, because it had nothing to do with Michael Myers. You see, same problem. This movie, to me, doesn't have much to do with the Alien movies I knew. The replay was not the same. None of the other characters recurred, and the aliens are not even themselves, to be exact. Not to mention that stupid climax that made no sense. So. And the acting is not that good either. So here you go. It's horrible for the Alien movie. It's average as a horror movie, slightly above average, 5.5.
5.5 for me too. That's all I have to say, people. And that's it for the Alien and the Predator marathon.
For now, anyway, until Prometheus comes up. But I'm afraid, guys, you will have to wait a long time for that.
Oh, I'm hating on the waiting.
But I promise you one thing. As soon as it's out, as soon as we've seen it, at least one of us will make a review, maybe even both of us, all do it together. We'll have to talk about that when it gets to that, but I just know you will hear our opinions of that movie.
Amen to that.
And I hope it will be better than this one, but I think the odds are it will be.
Yeah.
So, that's Alien Resurrection. That was Alien and Predators, basically.
It was fun while it lasted.
But, hey, we're going to review other movies soon.
Yes.
So, see you guys.
Adios.
Until next time.